KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years. Matson and the Adahi Tanu program. Cars Plus reminds you to put your phone down while driving. Distractions won't get you there. Heads Up Guam, IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dedido. Always open, always local.
On Primetime Friday, recent stories making headlines show how big of a problem child sexual abuse is on our island. Also tonight, a confirmed imported case of dengue. And members of the 35th Guam legislature meet with Joint Region Marianas behind closed doors. Hafaday Guam and good evening, I'm Jason Salas and these are tonight's top stories. Well, the Mafnes case involving the rape of a 10-year-old girl, a couple accused of forcing a 12-year-old into sexual situations, and an archbishop found guilty by the Vatican of child sexual abuse. These stories are saddening as they are, shed light on just how serious of a problem child sex abuse is right here on the island.
I think it's rather alarming.
Cynthia Cabot has been with the Guam Coalition Against Sexual Assault and Family Violence since it was first established in 2006. Together with her community partners from organizations like Vero, the Healing Hearts Crisis Center, Sanctuary, and the Guam Police Department, to name a few, they are on the front lines providing services to victims and survivors, as well as awareness about sexual assault and family violence. The recent cases that have made headlines are just a glimpse of the bigger problem happening in our community.
These are unfortunate cases that come to light. By the time it comes to the media, you never know how many times that child or that adult or that individual has been assaulted. And finally, it's come to your knowledge, come to the community's knowledge. But quite frankly, there are many more cases that go unreported. And that being the case, many of our cases are, unfortunately, our victims and survivors are minors.
According to statistics from the Healing Hearts Crisis Center, in 2018, there were a total of 138 sexual assault cases reported. 93 cases, or 70%, involved Guam's children, ranging from the ages of 2 to 17, and a majority of those perpetrators were family members or acquaintances of their victims.
When you see the numbers and, the victims are, a lot of the victims are minors, it seems. It looks like we're dealing with also a mental health problem.
For pedophilia, it is. And that is a medical condition, addiction, for example. I don't want to compare it to cancer because these are totally different situations, but it's almost like a cancer that can't be cured. There may be remedies to alleviate it, or there may be programs to suppress it, but these are the situations where I say a perpetrator is a perpetrator is a perpetrator, in that regard. And especially recently, because of all the cases that we've had, it's like one after another, and it's like, oh my gosh, when is it going to end? So we raise a lot of awareness, we do all this work, and then more cases come out. Sometimes it feels like they're even worse than the last one that you report on. And it's almost like opening up Pandora's box in that regard, And so it's more like, well, how can we do more for those who are vulnerable?
And maybe not just your organization, but the community. How can we all do more? I mean, what message do you want to get out to everyone on how we can all do more?
By doing more is by knowing more, so that we can say no more.
Whether it's reporting sexual abuse against minors or adults, Cabot says it's important for people to talk about it, to report it. And even if you are a victim and don't want to report it, at least you can avail yourself to the services that are out there so that you can begin to heal.
And for more information about the work of the coalition, visit their website at guamcoalition.org or pacificregionresources.org. Meanwhile, next week, the Guam Coalition Against Sexual Assault and Family Violence will be holding its 2019 No More Conference. Lieutenant Don Jones will be on Guam to conduct training on human trafficking, domestic violence, and sexual assault prevention. She's been in law enforcement for more than 3 decades, with the conference also including Project Catalyst training of trainers session.
Our trainers are coming out to support us with the work with our domestic violence advocates, as well as with the Department of Public Health and Social Services and their community health centers, and providing training to address domestic violence and healthcare professionals, and looking at opportunities and being able to recognize those who come in with medical needs and being more aware of domestic violence and intimate partner violence that happens. And then for the most part, it's also, those would be those cases that probably would go unreported.
The No More conference is scheduled for April the 24th and 25th at the Sheraton in Tamuning. Well, Public Health tonight is confirming 1 case of dengue fever locally. According to the release from the agency, the case of dengue fever is imported, meaning the person who has dengue had it before they came to Guam. Dengue fever, if you didn't know, is transmitted to humans by the bite of an infected mosquito. There are currently outbreaks of dengue in Palau with 150 cases, and in the Philippines, more than 56,000 cases there with 227 deaths. Symptoms of dengue include a high fever, severe headache, severe pain behind the eyes, joint muscle and bone pain, as well as mild bleeding around the gums. And let's go ahead and stay with Public Health, as that agency says one way to reduce dengue is to eliminate areas where mosquitoes lay their eggs, usually in open containers that do hold water. Elsewhere tonight, recent reports of counterfeit cash has the Marianas Regional Fusion Center monitoring the situation and advising the public to be on high alert. Some tips are to feel the paper, as it should feel slightly rough as a result of the printing process, and to hold the note to light to see a faint image to the right of the portrait on dimensions of $5 or higher. For more information, you can check out uscurrency.gov. In other government news, the Guam EPA will hit the road on Earth Day, with agency spokesman Nick Lee saying cleanups have become a thing for the agency. The island's been struggling with an epidemic of illegal dumping, and Lee says Monday's cleanup site was selected from a pool of places known for being illegal dumping hotspots.
It's been an agency tradition for us to participate in a cleanup in observance of Earth Day for the past few years.
This year's cleanup will be conducted at Francisco Perez Park in Pago Bay. Agency staffers, in conjunction with the Ordet Salampago Mayor's office, will hit the area just off Route 4 and proceed to the shoreline. Last year, the EPA did a cleanup by Two Lovers Point. Lee says the agency can use all the help it can get.
This is still a work day for us, so if the public wants to stop by and help out, we can't stop them. It's a public venue.
The EPA also made mention of the KUAM News Think Green cleanup. Our cleanup happens next Saturday, as we'll attack trash from Paseo to East Hagåtña. You can check out our website or our app for more on that event. Meanwhile, 4 nominees to the Guam EPA's Board of Directors went before the legislature Friday for their confirmation hearings. Incumbent members Robert Perrin and Florida Sanchez are joined by new appointees Stephen Carbolito and Muñeca de Oro. Senator Therese Terlahi asked the nominees to help ensure money for the recycling revolving fund is not diverted. Longtime member Perrin said they're already working on that specific item.
All right, well, thank you.
In fact, we've recessed our last board meeting, and we're going to call a special meeting to vote on the updated rules and regs that we had to tweak a little bit to satisfy some legal requirements. So the board is very much in favor of getting them in place as soon as we can to make sure those funds are used properly for their intended purpose, which is for the environment and to further the recycling industry on Guam.
Perrin says the Guam EPA has been working with the Attorney General's office and will also submit recommendations to Oversight Chairperson Senator Sabina Perez on legislation to adopt the final rules and regulations. Also tonight, without doubt, the story that captivated Guamanians throughout the world was the shocking video clip of a woman confronted by seemingly local kids, the yelling match that ensued, and the attack that ultimately broke out between them. In what social media keyboard warriors have now dubbed the case of being matapang at Matapang Beach, the post has been viewed over 79,000 times with a thread over 1,000 comments strong, and it seemed everyone wanted to weigh on the latest viral video. So we've culled the best of the best for tonight's Your Take.
Guam Police Department spokesperson Paul Tapao confirms they received a report and are investigating an incident that occurred at Matapang Beach in Tumon. The video shows a confrontation between a woman and a group of individuals. Towards the end of the video, the woman was hit by an individual and then chased by a group of people in the parking lot. Close to 500 of our viewers gave us their take on the matter, letting us know who they believed to be at fault. Here's some. Facebook user Maria chimed in with her support for the lady. Looks like a bunch of out-of-control youth. It's spring break and Easter this Sunday. Very sad that this actually happened on a public beach. They all need to be apprehended and taught some respectful values. She states that the parents need to step up to the plate. Another user by the name of Keone disagreed and replied, "Justice for who exactly? Sure, these girls were in the wrong for striking her, but let's not pretend that the foreign woman did no wrong. Is it okay for people to use the 'you have no idea who I am' card?" He also reminds people to show respect to all, whether they are the janitor or the CEO.
All right, friends, speaking about things online and social media, the governor, Magahaga Lulianguro, is preparing her very first Easter message to the people of Guam. We've heard from Adelup that they're uploading that right now, and we will have it on our social media pages so that you can share with your friends and family a very inspiring message, to be sure. All right, please stay tuned because there is more prime time when we return.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
A simple handshake. That's all Jake Calvo needed when he started his company. Today, 80 years later, we like to say thank you to all of you who have taken our hand in trust. Thank you to the dreamers. Thank you to the realists. Thank you to the family-oriented. Thank you to the entrepreneurial. Thank you to those climbing the corporate ladder. And to the ones starting a new life together. Thank you to the traditionalists and the edgy. To the young at heart and the old souls. Thank you to the daring, to the protective, to the practical. Thank you to the hopeful. To all of you from all of us, our deepest, happiest, and infinite thanks.
80 years here for you. 80 years thanks to you. Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust.
The next generation Galaxy has arrived. See it and believe it. The Infinity O display is the most innovative Galaxy screen yet. Capture the wider world. Take stunning photos with a 123-degree field of vision. Use your phone to charge other wireless charging devices. Don't just stand out, stand apart.
Get your life back and learn how to live sharper, leaner, longer, and better in 30 days or less. On Guam for 4 nights only, open to the public with free admission, 12 years and older. Life-changing seminars with Dr. David DeRose with co-presenter Sonia DeRose. 4 nights, 4 different topics, and it's free. April 22nd through the 25th, 6 p.m. at the Hilton Guam Resort and Spa. Space is limited. Seats are first come, first served basis.
How can you make McDonald's hot and deliciously juicy Quarter Pounder even more delicious? One word: bacon. The new fresh beef Quarter Pounder Bacon or Deluxe. 2 new ways to leave you speechless. Pair it with any size soft drink for just $1. What do you get when you add lettuce and tomato to McDonald's hot and deliciously juicy fresh beef Quarter Pounder? You get fresh, on fresh, on fresh. The new fresh beef Quarter Pounder Deluxe or Bacon. 2 new ways to leave you speechless. Pair it with any size soft drink for just $1.
Welcome back, everybody, to the show. As we've got